Are people buying traditional art or more modern art today? They are both. Now, when you first got here in 2000, I would assume that it was more traditional.
It was very traditional. The pendulum was very traditional.
Because the houses were more antique.
If we look at the non-high-end collector market, and we look at the people buying art for decorative purposes, at that time, yes, everything was very traditional out here, and everybody wanted traditional paintings.
Right.
Not everybody, but the majority, and that was the general theme across the country. I mean, you could just take a look at the galleries that you know or have watched over the years, who've always been very traditional, who have gone more contemporary, more modern.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're following the crowd.
Right.
They want you have your client that that 15 years ago you sold contemporary impressionists to, and they call you up and say, listen, this is not fitting our lifestyle anymore. We'd like you to take these back, and we're interested in some new things that are fresh and interesting.
Oh, really? They do that?
That happens all the time.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Sure, that happens.
Is that cool with you? I mean, when somebody says,
is it cool? I mean, it's, we'd rather have them not want us to resell things for them, obviously.
Yeah.
But we do it.
Who would you sell most of your art to? Are they...
People who are buying artwork should buy artwork that means something to them. All due respect to the decorators, not to the decorator. Because the decorator's not living in that home, the client is living in that home.
Right.
If it's purely for decoration, fine. Let the decorator pick it out, have no say in it, fine. I mean, if that's sort of life you want to have. But the clients that we sell, we're happy to work with decorators.
Right, of course.
We're working with them on a major hotel project in New York City right now. In that situation, it's a definite.
Yeah.
Okay, but when we're talking about someone's personal space and personal home, we would prefer that they buy art that has a personal meaning to them.
Yeah.
Something that resonates to them, something that talks to them.
Yep.
So we covered that. We have the Marine, and we have the local artists out here.
Yeah, right.
Well, then we also have some of the giants of American art. Andy and Jamie Wyeth, for example, we're showing in the gallery this year. We have a brilliant Mary Cassatt painting. Then we have a nice sampling of the Abstract Expressionist group, because people are looking more at it. Well, we're not going with contemporary people that all of a sudden decided, okay, I'm going to be an abstract painter now, because that's what people are buying. No, we have Hans Hofmann, for example, who's considered to be one of the giants of the abstract expressionist movement. Wolf Kahn, another major person. We have a great John Marin. We have some really significant work that we're showing. That
people on Nantucket would be interested in.
Well, not all, but some. Some people who have the wherewithal, who do want things that are, more abstract and historically significant. But yes, we have that. We have those options
on a local level.
Yes.
Is art appreciating on a local level? I mean, if you buy something like, I don't know, you probably don't even have this guy, but I always liked him. He's dead now. Austin was his. He did those real kind of washed out Nantucket scenes from the 70s and 80s. They were really great. I wonder if his work appreciates. And
do you have everyone, do you drive them all over the cobblestones continually?
No, we're going to pull over. But you live near the cobblestone. Your business is here, so I got to pull over.
We're going to go to the golf course.
Golf course? What, you golf?
No, I'm going to learn.
You don't have to go anywhere. Stay here for a little.
I'm going to take off my seatbelt.
Yeah, take it off.
Okay, so to answer, when you're speaking about an artist that's no longer alive, where the estate is no longer involved, where the works are just out there in the hands of various collectors, various dealers, it's hard to say. I don't know. I mean, fortunately, for collectors and for people who are interested in buying art, there are a lot of art databases available for free where you can see what an artist's auction records are. Now, an auction record and a price in a gallery are two totally different things. Generally speaking, with someone who who doesn't have a great selling record, the prices at the auction are going to be less. The auctioneer is looking to turn over the product. So in the case of this artist you're speaking of in the 70s, I have no idea. I mean, did his pictures sell? Were they watercolors? Did they sell for $500? Did they sell for $100?
Right.
I mean, I had a show here a couple of years ago for an artist named Charles Green Shaw, who actually painted on Nantucket in the 30s and 40s. And there were price tags on some of his artwork, the old price, $5 and $10.
Oh, okay.
All right, now these pictures sell for $15,000, $20,000, and at auction as well.
Wow.
So was there appreciation? Yes. When people say to me, "Is art a good investment?" Well, it's an investment. First of all, it's a great investment in your personal enjoyment. You cannot take that. You can never take that away from it. If you're going to buy art as an investment, well, then it's not something. For the most part, it's not something that you're going to be looking to hang on your wall. We have certain clients that we buy things for as investments.
Oh, they don't even hang it on the...
Oh, it's an investment. We keep them in our warehouse. It's climate controlled.
Interesting.
We watch the market, and when we feel the market is right, we then resell the work, and they take a profit.
How much of your business does that take up?
A small amount.
Okay.
You may have to give this guy some room. I don't know if he's going to be able to...
You better know what he's doing.
I don't know why he decided he's going to go down the narrowest street in America, but...
I think he's just...
backing up.
You want me to... God, man. Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Let me. I love this spot because the lighting's perfect on you.
No, we can go
But I can
somewhere
move
else.
right here. This will be all right. We still got good light right here.
Is he coming down here?
No. He
You
just
sure?
needs me to move so he can
All
pull
right.
in that little spot. How about that, Ron?
Brilliant.
All right. So
that's one.
So
That's
you
one
do
thing.
that for? Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
So it serves me. I mean, listen, we sold the Matisse for a lot of money. That's an investment buy for that client.
Sure.
And in that particular case, that client, it is hanging in their home. And what's interesting about that is it came out of a collection of a fella who has Matisse's, Picasso's, Miro's, like really, really great ones. Incredible collection. But he's also a trader. So what he also does is he'll sell pictures if he can make profit.
Right.
He's constantly buying, constantly selling, only so much room in his four or five houses. But he's just excited about it. He's a collector.
He's
He's a bona fide collector. So, yes, art obviously can be an investment. And when people say to me, "What about this living artist? Will his work go up in value?"
Because they're always asking you that.
Okay, so here's what I say to them to keep it, because first of all, it's a difficult thing to predict. I mean, there's certain artists we have a certain amount of control over that sell edition works. You know that when they sell the first one at 100, by the time they sell number 10, it's going to be 1,000. It's guaranteed that's going to happen. You can profit off it if you'd like. You're not going to get rich, but you can make some money. But when they say to me, "Well, this fella here, listen," I say, "Listen, he's never going to be in the Whitney. He's never going to be in the MoMA. He's a nice artist, beautiful paintings, decorative, has a great market. Will his work go up in value? It will keep pace with inflation." And they'll say to me, "Well, how do you know that?" And I'll say to them, "Well, look, let's make this really simple. Let's say the guy makes $1,000 a year. And after his rent, food, and everything else, he's used that $1,000. And it happens that inflation comes along, and next year, those same things that he needs to live are going to cost him $1,250. Well, he's got to raise his prices. So it's got to stay with inflation.
Got it.
Okay? So it's simple economics.
Who's hot right now? Who's out there in the art world? What's hot? And what genre's hot?
Well, I'll tell you what I did, because I knew you were going to ask me this question. So I wanted to just kind of give you a sense of, and we're just talking financially hot. The artists that have
people
sold,
want it though. Yeah,
of course they want.
They're hot. They're
Okay,
selling.
all right. To give you an example, okay, and all this information is available to everyone. Between 2011 and 2015, the artist that sold the most dollar amount of artwork, Gerhard Richter, $1,165,000,000. Okay, living artist. Number two, he was very hot during that period. He's living.
What is he like? Gerhard Richter.
The work is very diverse. Some of it's very abstracted. Some of it's very.
I've heard his name, but
very
it's not
important.
popping into my head. I'll put some images on for people so that they understand who he is.
Number two, and it falls off considerably just because Gerhard was really, really hot.
Okay.
Is Jeff Koons out of New York City. People know Jeff's work.
Yep.
$379 million. This is from 2011 to 2015.
Wow.
So you go down the list. I mean, at the bottom of number, just picking them here. Number 25, the American painter David Hockney, 72 million.
Jeez.
All right. I mean,
Gosh,
people,
these guys
Jasper John, 77 million.
Still. What about Chinese artists?
Okay.
Are they still hot right now?
Well, listen, I'm not a specialist in that area, but on this list, number 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8 are all Chinese artists.
Wow. And those guys are doing real, like, meticulous...
No? That's not what's doing it.
Okay. Tell me.
Look at the contemporary Chinese. It's not unusual that it's very similar to American Chinese with an Asian influence. It's abstracted. It's a combination of abstraction, pop art, found objects.
And what's driving their price up is the Chinese economy and that Chinese buyer. Would you say that's helpful?
And the Chinese ego.
Yeah. Are the Chinese?
The Chinese want to make sure their art is going to be the most expensive.
And they love American art too.
No, they don't. Really.
No, they're more interested in promoting the Chinese.
Yes.
Interesting.
I mean, look at China as a society. I mean, historically they're not expansionist.
Right.
They're about what happens with them.
You bet. They are.
I mean, is there some American art that sells to Chinese collectors? Absolutely. The same Chinese collectors that are buying the 10 million plus apartments in New York City.
You got it.
Yes, they're diversifying their wealth. They're buying gold. They're buying watches. They're buying jewelry. They're buying art. They're buying cars.
Oh yeah.
They're buying real estate.
You must see them all the time. I mean, it's just
part of what wealth does.
Yeah. And are those American buyers buying their Chinese art?
Some American buyers are buying some Chinese art.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm also a member of the Appraisers Association of America, and when we had our annual conference, the opening day, we spent half the day on the values of Chinese art and the corruption in China and what's going on under the table. And
really,
you have to be, as an appraiser. If I had my appraiser hat on right now, I would have to be extremely careful in evaluating art because you don't know who's Yes, all right. We're going to make this artist a star. There's 5 of us. We put his work up for auction. We bid it up to $1 million.
Exactly.
Let's go.
And does that happen?
Of course it happens.
Still, yeah. Well, of course it would. That's how you make somebody famous. You make someone famous not only in the fact that art gallery owner is responsible, but more so in the auction. Is that really what defines?
The auction is very important when you're getting into higher numbers.
Yeah.
Because people need to feel that there is some sort of a basis for valuation. That's very important. And so when I do an appraisal, I have to show in writing and prove a basis for the valuation. And generally, we go to the auction houses, we look at sales records, that sort of thing. So when people are spending money on work like this Matisse we sold, we did all the auction comps, and we're working on a Monet deal now, and we're doing the same thing.
Good.
We're showing that look, I mean, this particular picture is never sold at auction, but others that he did during that period, same size, same composition, roughly speaking, geographically same region. That all helps.
Right.
A lot of things have to happen for someone to sort of become a star. I mean, there are a few star makers in this industry. I'm not one of them. I wish I was. But, you have somebody like Larry Gagosian, who's the kingpin, so to speak, of the contemporary art world right now. When artists signs with Larry Gagosian, their prices go up considerably.
What is he? Is he a gallery owner?
Yes, he has multiple galleries.
I see.
A couple of major galleries in New York City.
I see.
So there are a number of people like that. I'm only going to mention him. I'm not going to mention the others.
Okay, yeah,
but so you have if you're fortunate to get into with a gallery like that, and then all the major art critics are going to look. If you can get if you get Art Forum behind you to write about you, Art News, Art in America, all good things. You got to get into the Whitney Biennial. If you're an American artist and you're going to be big, you got to get into that Whitney Biennial. Okay. And very few that get in it become giants, but it's sort of one of those things you kind of need on your resume.
One more thing that before I let you go. I noticed a lot of galleries now go and travel and do art. They don't only have galleries; they do these art shows.
Yep, art fairs.
Art fairs.
Yeah.
What is that like now?
Well, you have to go to the client. I mean, it's a different day.
So a lot of them go down to Palm Beach.
Well, Palm Beach. I mean, the big show is Art Basel Miami, which is the same, which is the same weekend that Christmas Stroll is here. That's the most important fair in the world.
Okay.
Period.
Period.
The Art Basel is important too, but the Art Basel
in the world?
In the world.
You're getting Europeans over here too?
Yes. Every major collector in the world flies in for that show.
Interesting.
Every major museum director in the world flies in. Every major curator flies in.
Interesting.
The Palm Beach shows are like are minor shows compared to that kind of a show. But it's it's a place
You
where
go to where the clients are.
I mean, we do the Palm Beach show because it's a market for us. We have a clientele down there.
Yeah.
It's also nice to get out of the Northeast in the middle of February, as you know.
Of course, Ron.
So.
All right. Well, look, we're going to continue to see your sculptures out at the airport park there.
Yeah. Well, this year, so we changed the sculpture this year.
Yep.
And it's a one-woman show by an artist named Jane DeDecker out of Colorado. It's the work there is very family oriented, but it's a family park.
Yeah.
And the kids call it Statue Park, which is nice. So yes, I mean it's there, and we're happy to do that for the community.
Great. We appreciate it.
It's all good stuff.
I've known you how long? Since you got here.
Yeah, a long time.
You're a good guy, Ron.
Pretty good guy too. They say we look alike.
I know. If only I could look as good as you.
Oh my God!
I mean, I'm working on it.
Funny, you're so funny.
I know.
I actually looked on your website for your workout video.
Yeah. Do it.
I have to.
Do it. I'm telling you, once you get it once you do it all the time, you won't stop it.
All right.
It'll become eat, sleep, and work out, and then you'll get all your other family stuff done. What good are you as a family guy if you don't feel good?
It's true.
All right?
All right, pal.
We'll leave it on that.
All right, man.
You take care.